All right, so welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Shelley Myers. I'm business success coach for Practice Better. I am joined by Ross Bailey. He's the medical education lead and the integrative medical advisory team at Fullscript. We're also going to have a couple other folks in the chat. So Hala will be here, and she is the senior implementation specialist at Fullscript, and Sam is from Practice Better. He is the customer success specialist. So they're going to be in the chat, and this is really meant to be more of a working session together. So I want you guys to feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'm going to be showing you things, and hopefully you have your Practice Better account pulled up and you can kind of do them with me. So before I get to a few more questions, I do want to introduce Ross a little bit further for those who may have not watched the recording that we sent out ahead of time, because he is such an expert in what we're going to be talking about today. So Ross Bailey is from Ottawa, Canada, and graduated from Queen's University with a degree in kinesiology, and from Western University with a master's in kinesiology. So he's been with Fullscript for over 5 years. And as I mentioned, he's currently the medical education lead and on the integrative medical advisory team. So leveraging his research and educational expertise, Ross has produced or contributed towards a considerable number of Fullscript's medical education assets, including blog articles, patient handouts, webinars, conference presentation, supplement ingredient protocols and reviews, and comprehensive practitioner guides and white papers. I am going to put here in the chat links to 2 of those. If you haven't yet had a chance to download those reports, I'm going to put those in the chat. So you can, after the webinar today, you can head over there and download and read those reports. So my next question is, how many of you watched the pre-recording before this webinar, and what did you think of it? Just let us know in the chat if you were able to watch that. Okay, not aware, no. So what I'm going to do, let me actually put, so this webinar was called the 5 Steps to Client Protocol Adherence using Practice Better and Fullscript. I'm going to paste this in the chat. So this is a recording. Ross did an amazing presentation about protocol and treatment adherence. And then I did a demonstration in Practice Better, just showing some of the ways that you can support your clients in adhering to their protocol. So I would highly recommend watching that. Oh, we do have a couple people that watched it, so that's great. Okay, so before we kick off with the kind of workshop, working in Better, I want to know how many of you have a Fullscript account already set up? And if it is set up, do you already have it connected to Practice Better through the integration? Lots of yeses, great. Okay. So the Practice Better Fullscript integration is just one of our favorite integrations. It's so robust. It's so valuable with the 2 systems working together, not only to save you as the practitioner so much time, but it also really improves your client and patient experience by having their protocol, which would include the supplements from Fullscript, but also their lifestyle and food recommendations and other supporting documents all in one place. And then from a click of a button, they can order their Fullscript supplements. So also, how many of you, does anybody have, just off the bat, any questions for Ross, since we have him on here and he's such an expert? I wanted kind of take advantage of this time. So for those of you who did watch the video, do you have any like burning questions that we could start off with a few about treatment adherence? You can definitely ask those during the work session, but let's see if okay, so nothing yet, but like I said, feel free to jump in and you can raise your hand, you can jump in the chat and ask Ross questions. But what we're going to do now, Ross and I are going to turn off our cameras and I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Hold on one second. Okay, so can you guys, everybody can see now. I have to move my Zoom around here just a little bit. Okay. Let me get my chat up so I don't miss anything. Okay, so what we wanted to do today is just kind of walk you through what I showed in the recording, but I wanted to make this kind of interactive and have you guys set up a protocol and we would do this together. So the first thing I just want to show for anybody who already set up a Fullscript account but hasn't linked it to Practice Better, you're going to go up here to your settings and then you're going to go to third-party integration and you're going to go down here to Fullscript and then you're going to say mine is already linked, but you would just click on the word link and then you would log into your Fullscript account. You do have some settings here. So you want to make sure that you have these checked, at least these first two, if you want to create Fullscript recommendations over on Fullscript when you're adding these supplements in your protocols in Practice Better. All right, so Sam, can you let me know, are you seeing my demo system? Is it looking okay?
Yep, I can see your demo system.
Okay, and you can hear me okay?
Yep, hear you perfectly.
Okay, great. Okay, so you will notice that for those of you who do watch the webinar or had watched it before, I had set up a protocol for sleep. And this was from a protocol over on Fullscript, which I'm going to show you in a moment. And I created it in 3 phases so that you could sort of gradually ease your clients and patients into the supplement. So depending on, what type of practitioner you are and how you're going to measure or gauge like the readiness for your clients to be taking supplements, you may want to create kind of a phased approach to do that. So if you are over on your Fullscript dispensary, you will see that you have some really valuable resources. So you have the actual protocols over here. So you have protocols that perhaps you've created on Fullscript and saved. You also have some protocols that were developed by their team. And so that's what we're going to be looking at today. So in order to have a protocol supplement from Fullscript come over into Practice Better with just a few clicks, you're going to want to get whichever protocol that you want into this My Protocols. So you would want to come over here and say, copy to My Protocols. And then when you're on Practice Better, so this is what we want to do for the very first one is I'm going to have this open here just so you can see this. And then I'm going to have you guys go up to My Practice and then go to Protocol Templates. So what you want to do is first, if you're logged into your Fullscript account, is make sure that you have the neurological health sleep support protocol under My Protocols. So you just want to go to the Fullscript protocols and find that one and then click on copy to My Protocols. I think that is somewhere. I think because I already copied it over. but you can see that it's in my protocol. So once it's in your protocols, you can click this little red fast action button over here, and you can say create from a Fullscript template. Okay, so these are all of the protocols that are under my protocols over on Fullscript. So once you get your templates up here, you're going to click on the one that you want, and it's going to create a protocol for you with those supplements already listed in here. Now, obviously, you can come in and edit those if you want to change the dosage, and we're going to talk more about that. But literally, that's how quickly you can get a protocol from Fullscript over to Practice Better to start, building upon that. So if for those of you that are doing the work along, somebody's saying you don't have a button to click. So you're not seeing your red button? Yeah, maybe Sam, I don't know if I don't see it on Fullscript. Okay, so maybe Hala and Sam can do a little troubleshooting there. But what I want to do is just kind of walk you through how to do this. So I'm going to be kind of going back and forth here and just copying, but you guys can type in whatever you want. This is going to be a sleep protocol, and it's going to be phase 1. So you can always go back and change this, whatever name that you're going to want. Then you want to put a focus. So you have to have a focus in here for your patients and clients when they are taking these supplements, that they see this is the focus of why I'm taking these supplements. So we're going to put this in here. We do have a question. What are the professional credentials? This is a really good question. And Hala, maybe you can jump on, but the professional credentials require to have a Fullscript account. I am actually going to let Ross or Hala answer that question, but I think that's a really important question to ask up front here.
Absolutely. I am on mute to answer that question because I know a ton of us will be wondering.
Yeah.
So just as a rule of thumb, you need to have credentials that kind of showcase that you have supplement knowledge and education. You can also gain some of that education through our Fullscript Academy. Having said that, the credentials have to meet a minimum number of hours in training. That's not information that's privy to the public. However, you can send your credentials to support@fullscript.com, and our compliance team can take a review and let you know if that would qualify for a practitioner Fullscript account. Otherwise, you can still sign up as a student until you acquire more credentials.
Perfect. Thank you, Hala. That's very helpful. Okay, so now, this 3 phases of the sleep protocol are going to go over 12 months. So this phase 1, I'm going to set for 2 months. So the first 2 phases are each 2 months, and then the third phase is going to be 8 months. And you'll see how easy it is that once we create this first protocol, we're just literally going to duplicate the template and then add in some additional supplements. So it's a lot faster. We're not going to be starting from scratch. But I just want you guys to kind of have a framework set up so that you can come back in here after the webinar and continue to build it out. You can really make it look nice. Okay, so now you can see that you can really kind of make these look nice for your clients. So I actually made these in Canva over here. I made some headers, and so you can just create a header in Canva, and this is just literally an image. So I inserted, there's the header and then this image right here. And then it's really nice if you create, now this is just a sample video, if you create a sort
And
of,
in this video, I'm going to share with you important information.
so if you create a video in YouTube or Vimeo, you can embed that in the protocol. So you would come up, you could either click here, or if you want it in a certain space, when you put your cursor there and you click this quick insert button, then you can put it in the, have it in the location that you want. So I would just say insert video. And then if I go over to my video here, I can click on the share link. You can also do that with YouTube. So here's actually the webinar that Ross and I did, but I can come in here and click share and then copy the link. And then I can come over here and I can just click on the video, and I'm going to paste that link. I'm going to insert that. But this would be nice to have a video of you, the practitioner, talking to the clients about what this protocol is about, like what can they expect. Actually, I put a lot of these in here. So what you would do is talk about it in the video, what they're going to expect, the benefits, the phases, how to use the protocol, how to order your supplements, strategies to stay on track. So you can have all of this below in text if you would like. You could also add it as a file as well. Like if you have a nice guide that you've created, say in Canva. But it is nice, even at least for maybe the first phase, that your clients can get to know you and get to know the protocol through a video of you talking about it. I mean, even if it's just 5 minutes, but you can embed it within the protocol.
Hey, Shelley.
Yeah.
Do you mind? We're just seeing a couple questions coming through here, just to
Oh, sure. Yeah.
who might have just joined here. Just re-showing on Fullscript how to navigate to the protocols to to practice better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So up here under recommendations, and then you come down here to protocols, and you have 3 tabs here. So, hold on. Looks like I'm signed out. Sorry, my computer's trying to log me out. So yeah, you have my protocols, you have Fullscript protocols, and then you have protocols that may be shared with you if you had colleagues or somebody who shared it with you. But what you want to do in order to be able to pull that protocol over into Practice Better is let's say you're looking through the Fullscript protocols and you say, like, oh, I really want this exercise pain and recovery. And you can first look at what products are in there, or you can just go ahead and copy it over to my protocols right here. And just know that when you pull the supplements over to Practice Better, you can further tailor those in Practice Better. So if you need to remove one or change the dosage or anything like that. But pardon me for one moment while I log back into my computer. Hold on.
I'll just while we're
Yeah.
on the screen here, I'll just take this opportunity just to provide a little bit of extra context to how those Fullscript protocols are created in the first place. As you can see, if you end up clicking on those protocols to view more of that information, you'd be able to actually then see great. Yeah, if you can see those products as you mentioned, but if you were to scroll down a little bit, you'd be able to view the details as well. So you'll notice there's all these additional attachments you can take a look at. But if you were to click on view details, for those of you who are interested, it brings you to a page where we provide a lot more detail with respect to the evidence behind how these protocols are created in the first place. Much of the time when we're building protocols, they're created through this kind of like an academic research structure where we try to grade the evidence before we actually choose what kinds of ingredients go into that protocol itself, so that you can rest assured that the dosing that we're recommending as part of that protocol is in line with what's been found to be efficacious in research, and that these are, relatively well-known ingredients, so you can feel confident in that efficacy as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Ross. Yeah, so once you get your protocol over to this tab, then when you, let me just save this. Let me save this for a second. When you're in your protocol templates, you're going to click on the red button. You're going to click right here, create from a Fullscript template. And this is going to pull up any of the protocols in your Fullscript account under My Protocols. So it's just a couple clicks to get all those supplements into a new Practice Better protocol. And that is what we're working through at the moment. Somebody's asking, and the dosage is for therapeutic recommendation?
Yeah, to answer that question, I guess it can sometimes depend on the nature of the protocol itself. So for instance, if you were to apply an everyday health protocol, it's not necessarily for therapeutic purposes, but it might be more for maintaining overall health. But if you were to then, if we were to take in the context with the sleep protocol, for instance, much of those ingredients are meant to promote sleep in times where patients or subjects in research are experiencing difficulties with sleep. So you would be able to imply that it is therapeutic.
Thanks, Ross. Yeah, so someone's asking how I got to the protocol templates. So what I did is I navigated to My Practice, and then I came down here to protocol templates. So again, these are templates. So what you're doing is you're creating a template so that each time you're going to give this protocol to a client, you don't have to recreate it. But when you do give it to a client, you can very easily personalize components of the template that only apply to those individuals. So that's where the huge time savings is coming in. So this is the, I have to quit looking at the chat because I'm seeing all these questions. I'm just going to keep talking, but you guys feel free to jump in and interrupt me if there are questions. But these,
Shelley, I will take on some questions. I love the engagement that we're having. Let's clarify a couple of things. So the integration with Fullscript and Practice Better work to automatically pull over your protocols from Fullscript to Practice Better. So you don't have to do anything, but what Shelley was showing you is that you do need to take protocols into the My Protocol section of your Fullscript account for them to automatically be in your Practice Better account. And if you are to use any of the Fullscript ready-made protocols that Ross was telling you about, the ones that are that have all of this evidence-based research, all you have to do is click on copy to My Protocols. This will port it over to your My Protocols section, which then automatically goes to your Practice Better account immediately. So there wouldn't be anything that you'll need to do on the Practice Better side for that. There was a question on handouts. Unfortunately, handouts are not automatically pulling over at the moment. So Shelley actually probably did an example in the walkthrough where she downloaded one of the handouts from Fullscript. Right? Yeah. So you can download from your Fullscript, the Fullscript protocols, the ones that have the built-in handouts. You can download them and re-upload them into your Practice
so I
Better
got
account.
these from Fullscript. So I downloaded, when you click view, then you can just download, and then I just put these in as the supporting documents. But I also added, one of them was just this beautiful image of the essential oils for sleep. So I added this in as just an image right in the protocol itself.
Exactly. Those are the questions that we're getting. We did get a couple of questions, Shelley, maybe as you go through on the Canva size, the header size that's optimal for Practice Better, if you can elaborate on that.
Yeah,
and
so
we can keep going with the presentation.
yeah, so the width here, these are 1280, but the this size, it just depends how big you want it. So this one's like 1280 by something really small. 1280 by 75. So yeah, just do everything in this width, and then the height is just going to be what how how long you want it on the screen. But yeah, you just save them as an image and then you upload it, and then you can actually, when you upload it, you can kind of resize it here. See, okay. So can I just kind of keep going with the supplements, or did you have any other questions?
There are a ton of questions coming
Okay.
in. I'll try to address them in the chat, me and Sam.
Okay. Yeah.
And then anything that it looks like it could benefit our attendees on the larger scale, I'll just unmute and ask you and
Yeah.
Ross as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you'll see that when I did pull the sleep protocol over from Fullscript, I can easily go in here and let's say I want to up this magnesium citrate. So I can, if I wanted to come in here and say 3 capsules twice per day, and I wanted to change this to 3 months. So you can see that I'm changing it, but what I'm doing here is I'm changing it for the template. This is not, I haven't yet given it to a client. You also want, if you want them to get reminders to refill the supplement from Fullscript, you want to check this box here. If you want to include the Fullscript supplements in the protocol, make sure not to exclude, so leave this unchecked. So then you can come down here and you can put related health conditions. This is just for your patients, so that again, you always want them to know why they're taking each of these supplements. And then down here, you can add any other notes. You'll see that the notes came over from Fullscript, but I could add additional notes here. And I'm going to click done. And so you'll notice in your supplements that even if you add other supplements, if you have supplements that you're selling from your clinic or just other supplements, you'll notice with the Fullscript logo here. So that means that these supplements are coming from Fullscript. And I'm going to show you this in just a little bit. I just want to get the template built. I don't want to take too much time on the lifestyle recommendations and the food recommendations, but I just want you to understand that these protocols, they're not just supplements. It's all the things that, you're telling them to do with their lifestyle, food, and supplements, and any other kind of guides. Like if you have a recipe guide or mindfulness or anything like that that you want to attach. But you can come in here and you can say with the lifestyle recommendations, you can add those. We have different categories here. So if I click on sleep, I can create my own, or I can come down here and look at some that have already been curated in Practice Better for sleep. And then I can just click on select and it'll add that here. And then I click done and it's going to add it to my list. If you have recommendations that you made yourself and you're going to keep reusing them, you can click on save recommendation and you can save it to your favorites, and you can give it tags, which I'm going to show you how the tags are really helpful, because over time you may have a lot of recommendations that you saved, but when you want to add a supplement from your favorites, you're going to click on the red button and you're going to click on add saved recommendation. And then if you want to filter, like if I just want to see all the ones in here that I have for insomnia or sleep, I can click on those tags and then I can easily find those, and I just click the ones that I want. and then I say add those items, and that's how quickly you can add these. So as you're building more and more protocols, you want to really leverage the saved recommendations if you're going to reuse, because you don't want to have to keep typing all this stuff over and over. And then for the food recommendations, you'll see here, you click on add another, but I'm just going to show you one here. So if I clicked on add another and I say herbs and herbal teas, then you can give some examples and then an explanation for why. So it's you're either going to click on include, reduce, or exclude. So you're going to want to let them know, why are you recommending that they include these herbal teas? And again, you can do the same thing with the saved recommendations. You can also like move these around if you want to put this at the top or whatever. But that is how you put the food recommendations in there. And then lastly, at the bottom, you can add the supporting documents by clicking on this button saying attach files. And then you're going to upload it from your computer and just add the files here. And I'll show you what it looks like on the client side. But again, you're just, giving them one protocol that's going to include all of this information. So once you're finished getting your protocol set up, you're going to come up here and you're going to say save template. If you say save as a new protocol, this is going to give it to a client or a patient. So I'll show you how to do that in just a minute, but or if you made a bunch of changes to it and you're like, oh, I want to save this as a whole new template, you could do that. But for what we're doing now, we just want to save the changes that we just made. So now we have our phase one protocol. So if you want to create a phase 2 and a phase 3 to be able to give these to your client, you can just quickly go up here and you can click on, sorry. Why is it not letting me duplicate?
Shelley,
yeah.
as you work through that, I did get a question specifically from one of our providers on really like the benefits of the integration.
Sure.
She loves and uses both Fullscript and Practice Better.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to highlight that the reason this integration then works to help you as the provider is that it streamlines your workflow. You're not having to log into Fullscript, add your patient, do your protocol in Fullscript, and then copy the supplement section in the Practice Better protocol supplement section and add the lifestyle and food recommendations. So within Practice Better, you can do all of it, including that Fullscript recommendation section, and it will still send that recommendation to your patient via Fullscript so that they can order their supplements, and will show you on Practice Better that it is coming from Fullscript, that this is, the Fullscript product catalog. As you're seeing Shelley search for the products right now, it will also show you within Practice Better if your patient orders these supplementations. So she'll definitely showcase that.
I'll be showing you that. But yeah, I mean, just a huge time saver. You're doing all of this kind of in real time. I mean, it's letting you know if something isn't available. If it's on back order, if it is, you can come over here and look at similar products. If you really want to get a supplement to them and you're flexible, you could see what would be similar to this product that I'm looking at right now. And maybe you decide you want to select something else. So
I will say this is a very unique tool to the Practice Better and Fullscript integration, this comparable of putting products side by side, comparing them on the size level and the price level, and if they're in stock. This is a huge added value to whenever you're recommending supplements. I can't speak to the other supplement integrations that Practice Better has, but this one is very unique because of this wide scale of products that we have, and because Ross's team actually put together the similar products. So these are individually created by the Integrative Medical Advisory team. to match on ingredients. And that's why you're able to see them side by side in Practice Better.
Yeah, so once you determine the supplement that you want to add from this type of view where you're comparing, I can just click this button here to add it. I'm going to add it to my list of supplements, and then it's asking me, do I want to use the recommended dosage? That was one of the settings that we saw earlier. If you want to get this prompt, so if you want to use the recommended dosage, you could just click that. And then you could come in here and you're going to say, so 3 to 6 capsules per day, once per day. So we're going to say with lunch, then you're going to add your duration. So we're just going to say ongoing. I do want to send reminders to refill the supplement. And then you can put in your related health conditions and your notes. And then you can come up here and say done. And then you're going to see here at the bottom that that was added. And I can easily delete it. I can edit it. But before, what I want to show you is how you give this to a client and how you can easily personalize this for the client. But I do want to show you, well, actually, let me save this. What I did with these 3 phases is that I just created, they're very similar, except what I'm doing is adding. So the same supplements for sleep, but I added a couple. So I'm kind of phasing in this omega supplement and a women's nutrient supplement. And then in phase 3, I added in a couple additional supplements so that, and I actually removed the melatonin, changed some of the dosages, but you're just kind of easing them in if it's somebody who's not used to taking supplements and you're addressing their need at the moment. If they're, suffering from insomnia, you're trying to get them some symptom relief, and then you can kind of layer in these other supplements, and then you can modify the lifestyle and the food recommendations. But let's take a look at how you would give this to a client. So when you're looking at your templates, and there are multiple ways to give a protocol to a client, but since we're here in the templates, I can just say create for a client. Then you're going to pick the client you want to give it to. Now, when you see your client's name up here at the top, then you know that any changes that I make in here now are not going to impact that template. They are going to be specifically for this client. So if I wanted to change the start date, so we'll say November 1st, and this is going to go for 2 months, but I could change that. And then I can come down here and I can change, like if I, she just told me that she doesn't eat fish. So I'm going to take this out of here for Addie. And she doesn't drink alcohol. So I'm going to take that out. And then I can come in here and modify any of these. I can add additional ones. And before I actually finish giving this to her, I can come in here and check the availability. So this is checking on Fullscript, everything here is in stock. So when Addie gets this protocol, she's going to be able to just go over and order these. Everything will be in stock and ready to go. And then if I do want to give an additional discount, so on Fullscript right now, I have a 10% discount set for my clients. So any discount that you give here is going to be in addition to that 10%. So just know that if I gave 5% here, then that would be 15% discount. And I'll show you where you can also find that in the client file. So now I want to send this to my client. So I can either save it as a draft if I'm not ready to send it. I could save it as a new template if I made a ton of changes and I actually just want to save a new template, or I can save and publish, which is going to send it to my client or patient. And I do want to send them a confirmation. I want Addie to know that I am sending her a protocol. So I'll click publish. And now, so if you were selling in office, if you wanted to do an in-office checkout, you could do that or adjust the client discount. But I'm going to show you where in the client file you can do that. So now we're in Addie's file, and I'll show you. If I go back to the home page, I actually have Addie pinned on my home screen, so I can just click on her to get to her file. And then I'm going to come down here to protocols. And you can see that we just gave her this phase 1 protocol, and it has Fullscript recommendations in it. It has attachments, so I can preview that. And this is very similar to what it looks like on the client side, but I will show you that. So that is how I know that she has that. And here are the settings. So if I click on this, I can adjust Addie's discount on top of what I have over on Fullscript. And you would also see any orders. Now, this is a test client. She hasn't made any orders, but you could also see the orders that Addie has made if she ordered what you're recommending. So let me show you. I am going to go to the client. This is the actual client portal. So I'm in Addie's client portal. So she would get an alert that she has a new protocol to review, and or she could just go down to her protocols here. And then right here, she can either view the protocol, download it, or order supplements. So if we go into view, again, it looks similar to what it looked like. Now, the difference here is you get this really nice supplement table. And if Addie downloads this to a PDF and then prints this out, she can keep the supplement chart with her supplements to make it easier just to know when to take those. So this is very, very helpful. And then if she's ready to order her supplements, she can click on supplements. It is going to take her into your Fullscript dispensary, or if this client or patient hasn't signed up yet with your dispensary, they'll get invited to the dispensary. But once they're here, they're going to see all the supplements. So you as the practitioner did not have to go to Fullscript and set all these up as recommendations or prescriptions. They're just all going to be there. And the client, now I've already added these to the cart. So Addie also wants to get these auto ship. So she can order a one-time, or she can click here and get auto ship. So she doesn't have to think about it every month or every 3 months, depending on the dose or the number of capsules. And then she can just continue to check out. And you saw how easy that was. So that's what yeah.
Do you mind if I just jump in here to answer a question that a few people might have with respect to the adherence side? So once you've sent your protocol, protocol over, I can't speak to on the Practice Better side myself, but I do know on the Fullscript side, there is an adherence dashboard. So from that dashboard, we might just need to close off this little sidebar there. Yeah, so under the recommendations tab, able to navigate to the Insights dashboard there. And this is, so you're now on the Insights dashboard. So this is a demo account. So it may be difficult to provide a perfect example of what you might see with an account with orders that have gone through. But you'll notice that if you do scroll down, that you'll be able to see when orders have been submitted to patients, whether or not they have ordered. And if you were to click on that little filters button kind of off to the top right there, you would be able to click on that and see of your patients who have ordered and who have not ordered. And it's organized, and you can organize that list by date. An important feature from this actual tool itself is that there is a feedback survey that is sent after. Yeah.
That's it right here.
Yes, perfect. That's yeah, exactly. So if after 7 days, your client has not ordered from that recommendation, they're sent an adherence survey to essentially gather feedback on the potential reasons as to why that they might have been experiencing difficulty with that particular order. So that, oftentimes we see in practice, maybe I just forgot, or it's too expensive, or maybe they actually ordered that somewhere else. And so that feature is super useful so that you can have an understanding as a practitioner how you might best respond to adjust that recommendation for that client, so that in the future, they might be more likely to follow that treatment plan more closely.
Awesome.
Sorry to jump in there.
Oh, no. That was perfect. Anything else you want me to show while I'm over here in Fullscript? Or I can jump back here later, but
I think you can jump back. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So before I move on, I did want to show you just a couple other ways that you can use protocols in Practice Better, but do you have any questions about how to add these supplements? I'm going to go back to the protocol templates. Actually, I'll go into this one. Are there any questions specific to how how adding and modifying supplements in here? So
there's one that I'll kind of speak to
Yeah.
and address, and maybe I'll take it to Shelley and Ross as well. We have someone asking, what does Fullscript or Practice Better recommend to indicate to clients that they are to always use as directed? If we don't personally prescribe by specifics, but go by the research and the Fullscript recommendations, is there a good place in the protocol that you would recommend saying this, like saying something like use as directed, or maybe some disclaimers or things along those lines? Where would we put that in Practice Better? Go for it, Shelley.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend putting it in this description first, and that could even be in your video if you do add a video, but you can add as much text in here. You can make it big and bold. You can see the different text editors up here and change so I would put that somewhere so they can see it, but then you can also create a disclaimer. So you can see this is another feature in Practice Better. So you would set up the disclaimer, and what that does is all they do is they check a box that they have read and understood that disclaimer. So it's just another layer. You may also put that in your contract or waiver that if they do have any supplements that are recommended, that they take them as advised by the company. So you can have at least 3 places if you want a little redundancy. But you can see that I created this optimal sleep support disclaimer. You could have it in there as well.
Just to jump in quickly here again to answer another question related to the ingredients within the protocols. When we build these protocols, we typically include 5 ingredients. This is not necessarily to say that you need to include all 5 ingredients to be effective, but they're just 5 ingredients that have been shown to be particularly well suited for that particular indication or health support. There are some cases where in the protocols we specify that a combination of ingredients can be better utilized together than others, or when they're used together. But we typically only do this when there's specific evidence from the research that we can pull that backs that kind of that kind of recommendation up. So yes, you can recommend more than 1 ingredient. You can just opt to recommend 1 single ingredient, but the protocols themselves are meant to be more of a guideline so that you can make those choices when you're building your recommendation itself.
Ooh, here's a good question. Is there a feature to ensure that no nutrient drug interactions when creating protocols based on what a client is already on? Not
on Fullscript as of yet. We do have a tool called Mitavan, which it's a little similar. It's not directly to do with nutrient interactions, but it's to do with medication depletions, where some patients, if they're taking particular medications, might be more likely to be low in particular nutrients. And so we have a tool that's similarly to these protocols, demonstrates what kinds of relationships those are based on evidence, so that you can be well informed as to where those particular patients may need added support with those nutrient recommendations. Good question on the interactions, though it's not something we currently have access to in Fullscript as of yet.
Yeah, and I wanted to highlight this search again. So you can, you see here that you could search by brand, you can search by supplement type. So if I type in here, Thorne, so now it's just going to be looking at supplements coming from Thorne, and then I could come over here and filter down by B vitamins. And then if you want, gluten-free, I mean, most of them are, but for non-GMO, and then certifications. So really, really nice search feature here. And then you can see in real time if this is back ordered or unavailable. And then that way you can determine if this is what you wanted. You could click on these 3 dots and again, go down here and look at similar products if you wanted to, if you were flexible with that.
We're getting some adherence questions,
Great.
or refill reminder questions. So I'll address that, and Ross, if you want to elaborate as well. So when we do have longer term supplementation, or when the patient does require to get a refill of their supplements through Fullscript, what is built into the integration and in Fullscript directly is this duration tab. So when you set the duration, even in Practice Better, say for 6 months, especially for these supplements, that duration gets sent back to Fullscript. So then on the back end with Fullscript, if we are seeing one of the products, let's say is 2 capsules once a day, there's 30, there's 60 capsules in the bottle. That means after the first month, they're going to need to refill, and Fullscript does send these automatic refill reminders and do pass through the same kind of adherence within. So if they haven't been ordered, they get another email like reminding them to order their refill. Patients can also get on an auto ship for their refills with Fullscript, which then eliminates the need for them to actually order the items. We will just charge the credit card and order the items as per schedule, as per the schedule they set. So these are some of these adherence features within the Fullscript and Practice Better tool that kind of just make sure your patients are kind of sticking to that recommendation or treatment plan.
Yeah, so somebody else was asking about the disclaimer and if you need to create a separate disclaimer for each protocol, and you don't need to do that. Like when you click here, you're going to see all the disclaimers, like you'll keep seeing this. So if you just have a general here, this is a disclaimer for all of my protocols, you could select that for each of your different protocols. But if you have different verbiage based on the focus of the protocol, then you can have separate ones, but you don't have to if you just have like a general disclaimer. So, all right, so I did want to just show you another thing here. So what I see some people do, I created a package. This is just another way that you can you're creating value with this protocol, because you're having to, first of all, create the protocol, but then you're going to be coaching people through the protocol, and you might want to add this to a package. So I created this Better Sleep, Better Life Coaching and Protocols 12-month package. So what I did is for the price, now again, this is a demo, this is not a real thing. I just want to show you what you can do and Practice Better. So I have a package here that includes over 12-month period, they get all of these one-on-one consultations, a comprehensive lab and supplement review, follow-up consultations. I describe again the value that they're getting. They get a phased-in sleep protocol that includes access to professional grade supplements from Fullscript, lifestyle recommendations, food recommendations, resources. Anyone who purchases this package is going to receive the 10% discount off of the sleep support supplements. And then I have a link in here to my dispensary if they just want to go there, you know, other times. Maybe they want to order other supplements outside of the protocol. They also will have access to 2 programs that I've created, a 6-month Better Sleep, Better Life program, which is an e-course, evergreen course in Practice Better, and then my 10-day self-care challenge, which can help them with their sleep. So I came down here and I added those services in, and I added the program. So what the price includes all of these things, and then they're really seeing the value. You're kind of coaching them through these protocols. And I used the course, which is in my programs, as a way to be more efficient and offload some of the educational component and keep them engaged with me in between those sessions. So, you know, every month they're going to have different modules that would open. And this is just a sample. This is not built all the way out, but I wanted you to see what you can do in here. And you can add, you know, videos, handouts, content, tasks. So here I created some tasks for them that they will get reminders and things. So they will, you know, you're just kind of reminding them where to go to order their supplements, how to order those. And then you know, they're not emailing or messaging me like, oh, I don't have the link to my supplements. They have a reminder right on their dashboard when they log in. I can add the protocol to this program. So there's just a lot of ways that you can build protocols into what you're already doing in Practice Better, and all the different tools. Like, since Addie's having these problems with sleep, she is, where am I looking at? I asked her to start tracking her sleep in Practice Better. So she can either do this manually, or she can integrate her Fitbit into Practice Better and be tracking her sleep. And then I can, you know, set targets for her. I can see what she's doing. And, you know, again, this sort of goes with the protocol, but there's just all these different ways that you can incorporate tracking and feedback and motivation to help people, you know, stay on top of their protocol. So that is really all the stuff that I wanted to show you. I do want to leave a little bit of time if there are any more questions for Ross or for Hala. Let's see. Yeah, MyFitnessPal, we don't have an integration. The chronometer, we do have an integration, but there isn't time to get into that today. All right, any other questions that you want to send out there, Hala, for Ross, since we have our expert on the webinar today?
Yeah, I'm hoping we addressed everyone's through the work session / in the chat. I guess just the reminder is that video on the five steps to client protocol adherence. Another reminder is if you do not have a Fullscript account, you are able to sign up for a new one from within Practice Better. So under that third-party integrations, when you click on the link to Fullscript, you are still able to sign up there. But Shelley did send the specific referral links as well. And in terms of those credentials, always send it to our support team to see if you qualify for a practitioner account. We are working on building CMEs and credits in our Fullscript Academy that hopefully will eventually qualify you for a Fullscript account if you do not at the moment. I think we addressed all the things about the
Do you want to
protocols
mention, Hala,
themselves.
the promotion for signing up?
Yes.
Yeah, and I can
Yes.
put it in the chat.
Thank you, Shelley. Thanks for the reminder. We do
Yeah.
have an exclusive promotion for those Practice Better users new to Fullscript. So if you are brand new to Fullscript signing up, you can get 10 free shipping credits automatically into your account. These can be used by your patients. If you want to give them to a specific patient, simply email us and we can assign them to a specific patient. Within your Fullscript account, you're also able to navigate wholesale orders should you ever choose to. So that is also always an option and an offering available through your free Fullscript account.
Great, thank you. Yeah, and somebody just asked about how did I get the Fullscript, the protocol over to Practice Better again, and it's just going to My Practice protocol templates and then clicking this button and say create from a Fullscript template. And again, just keep in mind those are under here, and you would want to make sure that any protocols that you want from Fullscript are copied over to your My Protocols before you actually go over here to pull it over. But huge time saver, super nice. I love it. All right. Yeah, so we don't have the ability to give you access to a protocol like we do with forms, but you can rewatch this video and, if you do pull it over from Fullscript, it's not going to take that long to build. And then the food and lifestyle recommendations are really going to be more relevant to your particular focus and practice. So hopefully that'll help. I did paste the webinar link. I would definitely recommend going into that webinar. I do go into that, like how to create that program that I showed you. I show that a lot more in the recording. And lastly, thank you so much for staying on for so long. I do have a link to a deep dive survey, and we would really, really appreciate if you could just take a minute to complete that, because that helps inform our webinars going forward, what you guys like, how long they are. So especially for this one, it's the first time we've done more of a work session. So let us know if you like that format, if you want to do more of those in the future, but we appreciate all the great questions. It was so awesome having Hala and Ross and Sam on. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And thank you, Hala and Ross.
Thank you, Shelley. Thank you. This is great.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna end it.